I work for the Department of Human Services, so I have first-hand knowledge of this. In Michigan, someone may qualify for some emergency medical assistance, but that's basically only if you are pregnant or if you are a minor child under 18 years of age. You do not qualify for any other services, which includes assistance with heat, rent, and those kind of things. But our government has made it so that these people have to obtain a denial notice most of the time in order to receive services from other organizations like Love Incorporated. But like Martha says, it's very true. Many of our people do pay income taxes. Everyone that's working and being employed and having Social Security taken out of their check stub is going to our government. They are paying taxes. That's one of the biggest myths there is.
Just a couple of comments just to add to that. That's well said. There is a sheet in your folder about many of those myths, and it's kind of brief in terms of that. Just also a little comment about many of those myths are perpetuated because of the effort by people who know that those are not true. There's a lot of that out there today of stuff that's not true. And it's part of the whole demonizing, the whole labeling that goes on. You'll notice that people up here, like Martha and the others, we use the term undocumented, because again, that illegal alien is one of those demonizing terms. If they're undocumented, yes, they've broken it's a civil infraction, right, Liz? Yes. They're not criminals because of that, and so on. It's a civil infraction, like when you and I get a traffic ticket, okay? But they get labeled illegals, aliens, etc. Okay? It's part of that demonizing. That's part of where we can put, a lot of things on them, okay? And blame them for that. But again, just the part about the income taxes and the taxes and so on, again, it's one of those myths. The other thing that needs to be said about that is that they pay those taxes in, they don't get any of the benefits. When you and I pay taxes, we expect to get something in return, some kind of services, our infrastructures, our schools, all those kinds of different things. We expect to get some things, okay? And I always feel kind of guilty because I'm on Social Security, okay? And I know that there are millions of those undocumented folks out there who are helping to support my Social Security that I get in the mail every month.
Okay, so the question is, when I counsel, and this is specifically for the Know Your Rights presentation that I do in Calhoun County Jail, I also do take clients who are in deportation proceedings, and I represent them in court. But for specifically, just to answer the question, which is, when I counsel the people in jail to present themselves to the judge, do they have a hope for any sort of relief, or do they basically get deported? Because I don't enter an appearance as an attorney on any of these cases, I don't know. But since I'm there every 30 days there's certainly a lot of turnover, which means either people are being deported. I think on Mondays from Calhoun County or something, that there's a flight, or Tuesdays out to Mexico. So there's certainly a lot of deportation that happens. There are some people I've been able to counsel, I think so far, and I've been doing this for 10 months, there have been 2 cases that I helped to prepare applications for that were successful. One asylum case and one cancellation of removal case, which is somebody has had her green card for many years, but was arrested for a minor drug offense, and essentially she had to prove to the judge that she's a person of good moral character despite this one crime, and use the equity of her having her green card for so many years to stay in the country. They were both successful, both of those people, one asylum case and the one cancellation case that I know of. But you're right, I mean, the kind of point is that a lot of people, especially who represent themselves, immigration law is so difficult, is so challenging, there's so many traps, there's so many exceptions that I can pretty much say with certainty that most people cannot find their way through the immigration court system, and many people are therefore deported. And even if you have a relief available to you, which I see a lot of people who do have certain relief available, the standards are so unbelievably high and strict that judges' hands are tied. A judge could say, I find that if you were deported, your U.S. citizen husband would be under extreme, would have great hardship if you left. But under the law, it's extreme and unusual hardship. Therefore, I find that you're deportable because your husband has not met the standard of extreme and unusual hardship. So that's what we're talking about. Our laws are so complicated and the standards are so difficult in order to deport more people, essentially. So it's a long answer, I don't know. The question is San Francisco a sanctuary city? And as far as I understand it, there's no such thing.
They've tried. There are some places like San Francisco. There are a number of churches that declare them sanctuary cities or churches and so on. That used to be recognized as almost sacred, especially if it's a church. The sanctuary is a long-standing biblical tradition, Christian tradition, and so on, and that's a sacred thing. And until just a few years ago, that was recognized as such. It no longer is. And I don't know how that changed. I don't think it's a legal thing. It's just a change of attitude and approach, where even a thing as sacred as that thing of sanctuary in the Christian tradition gets pushed aside.